To my channel. I wanted to film this video in front of the Christmas tree because we just put it up today and decorated it, and I thought it would be super cute and super festive. So today's video is going to be baby boy names I love but won't be using. All of these names James doesn't like, and that's pretty much the reason why, because we obviously need to agree on a name. It's not just my baby, it's his baby too. So there are 20 boys' names in total that I love but won't be using. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first name is Kingsley. I got this name idea from Googling celebrities' baby names. That sounds a little bit creepy, but I found the name Kingsley because apparently the actress who plays the character Alice in Twilight called her baby boy Kingsley, and I thought that was absolutely adorable. But we felt like the name Kingsley sounds very, not posh, like well-spoken, compared to James's surname, which is Saunders. Kingsley Saunders didn't quite sound right. So we couldn't do that name. Second name is Dalen. I had never ever heard of this name before until I went to my dad's wedding and my brother introduced me to one of his friends, although they're not actually friends anymore. Awkward. So that's probably a good thing that James didn't like the name, but his name was Dalen. The third name is Theo. This is such a weird one because James likes the name Thea for a girl, but he doesn't like the name Theo for a boy. He thinks that Theo kind of sounds like a boy, a child that's just going to be a bit of a wimp. That's why he didn't like the name Theo. The fourth name on the list is Harley. I really like the name Harley, and not because of the motorbike, although I do actually like those motorbikes, but I just like the name Harley. I've only ever met one other boy called that name, but James just doesn't like that name. I don't even think he gave me a reason for that one. He just didn't like it. The fifth name is Harlan. He didn't like it, I think, because it sounded too similar to a different name that we will get to a bit later, and I'll try to remember to say. I thought it was different. I thought it was kind of cool, but obviously not. What do I know? The sixth name is Jackson. James actually really liked the name Jackson, but he wanted it spelt with an X, and I felt like Jackson sounds like more of a surname. I think James only wanted it because he wanted to shorten it to Jax as well, and I just don't see the point of naming a child something that you're just going to shorten anyway. And I say that now. I'm sure we'll probably end up naming our child something that I'm going to shorten. It was me that wasn't in agreement with Jackson, and it's not because I don't like the name, because I do. It's just that I didn't feel like it fit us. Seventh name was JC. And this was where we were just playing around with our names, but I think it would just be one of them ones where James wants to shorten it to Jace, but it also sounds too much like my brother's name as well. The eighth name, and this is the name that sounded too similar to Harlan, and that was Hardin. If you've seen the films after, then you'll know that there is a character called Hardin. And the reason James didn't like the name was because he said it sounded too much like hard on, and he felt like our boy would be bullied at school. I think that was probably like his most hated name, actually. The ninth name is Jessie. We loved the name Jessie. Both of us actually loved the name Jessie, but we couldn't use it because somebody in the family has named their baby Jessie. It's not somebody we actually know, but it's still somebody like within the family. So we couldn't use that name, but I do think that would have ended up being a name, potentially the name we chose. The 10th name is Finley. I really like the name Finley, but James thinks it sounds too like wimpy and soppy and just, I don't know exactly what it is about that name, but he's just like, absolutely not. So the 11th name is Hunter. Kind of like the name Hunter, but James says when you put Hunter Saunders together, it sounds like you're saying Hunt A. Saunders, and that's why he didn't like that name. The 12th name was Sky. I watched a series called the Winx Saga. It was to do with like fairies or something. But there was a character called Sky, and it was a guy, and I was like, oh, I've never really thought of the name Sky for a guy instead of a girl. I have actually got it on the girls list as well, but James just didn't like it. I think he felt like it was too much like a girl's name as well. The 13th name is Rowan. I honestly don't know why James didn't like this name, but he just didn't like the name. I can't really say much about that, but I kind of liked the name Rowan. The 14th name is Riven. I took this name from the same series that I got Sky from, so the Winx Saga. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. There was a character, a guy called Riven. I thought it was very different, and even after the series has come out, I haven't really heard much about like that name being used, but it was just another one of them ones that James didn't like. There wasn't really much of an explanation. He just didn't like it. The 15th name is Ellis, and I got this name because my best friend's partner, his middle name is Ellis, and I just thought that was pretty cool. But the reason we can't use it is because Ellis has an S on the end and James's surname begins with an S. I'm trying to avoid names that end with S because of the two S's together. The 16th name is Brooks. I got this name from Instagram. I watched an Instagram reel where somebody was naming their child after the dad's brother. So it was going to be the baby's uncle, and his name was like Hayden Brooks, or the baby's name was Hayden Brooks something, and I was like, oh, I've never thought of the name Brooks like for a boy's name, but again it ends with S, so I'm trying to avoid those names, but James didn't like it anyway. The 17th name is Jaden. I like the name Jaden. I know it's like a name that's been used for quite a while. It's not exactly like unique, but I really like the name Jaden. I think I've always liked that name, but James just didn't like it. I don't know why, he just didn't like it. I feel like a lot of these names, honestly, the number of boys' names that I've said to James and he's like, no. The 19th name is Elias. Now, this shouldn't actually be on my list because this is supposed to be baby names I love, but that was actually a name that James liked. It was one of the two names that he found when he was Googling boys' names. But there were two names he did like. One of them, I actually had a dream that we had a boy and that was our boy's name, but I'm not going to say that one just in case we do use it. But the other name he liked was Elias, and no I'm not feeling it. I don't know. That's all I can say. And then the 20th, which is the last name, is Odin. And I got this name because my neighbour's partner has a little boy called Odin, and I had never heard of that name before. I think it might be some kind of like Greek god name or something, but I just thought it was different. But obviously James was like, what on earth is that name? Absolutely not. So he wouldn't choose that either. So those are the top 20 boy names that I love but won't be using. We do actually have a girl's name planned. It's just the boy's name that we can't agree on, and I don't know why boys are that difficult. Honestly, he has gone onto Google and scrolled pages and pages, and it's literally just no. He's the difficult one. It's not even me. I had two boy names, like my top two on the list, but he doesn't like either of them. One of them I don't mind, and actually I'm happy to share that one with you. It was Asher. But the other name, which was like my top one, at the very top of my list, it's been at the top of my list for years and years. I have loved this name for years and years, and I'm so gutted, so disappointed that he doesn't like it. But his reasoning is that I've said it too many times. And I'm like, don't you think when your child's here, you're going to be saying their names like 20 times a day? Do you know what I mean? You're not going to go change it after a week because you've heard it too much. And then his top two names out of the hundreds that he saw online was Elias, which I said I'm no way. And then there's another one, but I've actually had a dream that we had a boy called that name. So it might be that we end up using that. But, oh, I don't know. Why are boys so hard? Anyway, I'm just going to leave this there. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.